Protector General Targadai of the Western Protectorate has sent an emissary to us suggesting it is time to allow the Yuan Empire to become our official sovereign. As our Chinese bureaucrat idly twirls his mustache, his translator clarifies it is only the natural progression of our current relationship, my lady. Well, let me tell you something. We are an empire that spans from India to Greece, and we are fresh off from defending Serbia and invading and taking over Greece. And also the Indian Subcontinent has suffered much due to the Black Death, the bubonic plague epidemic that happened all across the Indian Subcontinent, in which most of the areas have not recovered from its pre-plague population, neither is the economy. But now, you got a Chinese empire ran by Mongols to be asking us to pay tribute to them? To become an imperial tributary? Let me tell you something. We are the most empire, let me phrase it, we are the most powerful empire in the world. We're a superpower. We fought against China before, and we're not afraid to fight against them again. But only this time, it's ran by Mongol Tengris. Which I would say that for the first time, India will not kneel without a fight. So they will declare war on us. So the Mongols have invaded India for the first time, but it's not the Mongol Empire, which is ran by the Kagan Buddhists, but it's the Chinese ran by Mongols. So bring it on. In an endeavor to turn us into a tributary state of the Yuan Empire, the Protector General Targatai of the Western Protectorate is declaring war on us. Their army is marching towards our realm, and the people of Chola Mandalum fear that we may be facing a long and bloody struggle if we are to avoid bending our knees to the Emperor Shizu of the Yuan Empire. May Brahma see us through this. My counsel informs me that the treasure fleet of the Middle Kingdom has been spotted outside of the Bengal Bay, carrying a significant land force to support their outlying regions in the west. Leaning over the war table, I can only hope that my silence instills confidence in my advisors. In my own chest, I feel a mild panic rising. May Brahma help us. So yes, they have landed over there. And we've already sent out troops on the move to head to Cholamandalam and its nearby provinces to get there by land or by ship. We raised all the troops from all areas of the Indian Empire, including our retinues, which is still far out of Greece, but they're already on board, including with part of the Greek army to be there, and then they're going to march to Basra to pick up the rest, including fresh reinforcements from the Seljuks, the Persians, which have to be a difference maker. Not everyone's going to be there, as they've sent about, this is our numbers, 116,000 strong, while their numbers, 120,000, and plus with some from there, and its tributaries that it may be called into it. Now, it's going to take a long time to get everybody down here, but we'll do what we can here. We'll just bring out the very best, even if some of them are really, really old and may not have long to live. Including this Norse Hindu that we brought in during the Serbian War. So we're only sending ships to pick up these guys as fast as they can before they get there. We just don't want them to get caught here. Unless they get in by ship and then they head for Cholamandalam, then we have bigger problems. It's going to be a bloody, bloody struggle. As I've stated before, India has suffered much, and we are ready to suffer more. But the question is, will it be worth it? We're putting our own pride on the line. Pride and prestige, proud to be Indian, Tamil, and all that. Brotherhood and unity of all peoples in the empire, we're putting all that on the line. But remember, if we lose, as it says here, we would only lose a good amount of prestige, and we would be paying tribute to them. Just basically putting our pride and ego on the line here. And should our commanders pass, we have enough fervor to at least hire some more. We can request military support if we need additional manpower here. We can't recruit an honor guard because they would be far off from here. I wish we would have the honor guard here, but this Hindu temple's inactive because we're Buddhists. Well, please remember, most of our commanders are elderlies. War veterans, if you will. And tell you what, when the main decisive battle comes, which is most likely going to be in Chola, that's when we will bring up these holy commanders. So I could say good luck to all of you. Coward. So they've already besieged the area. And so but I'm sure they're probably going to get a move on. At least it's buying us time. And I gave my son a weapon, you know, just in case if we need him as a commander. Oh, don't we already have an organizer? No, we don't. Why don't we? Tell you what. You're a member of the sand pit. Let's think about it. But who's the oldest? I recall seeing an 81-year-old around here. Yeah. You old veteran. We'll keep that well in mind. You'll just be the reserve for now. If things don't go our way, then I had my son married to a Kalinga Gunga. Even though she's one-handed and she has a rat, so I'm sure you'll get along. Get on board, hurry up before they get a move on. I don't know where they're going, but safe bet, Cholamandalam. If they called it enemy reinforcements. If they just occupy all these areas instead of coming down here, oh, then we're screwed. As a way of, we got all that for nothing, and we'll be forced to pay tribute to them, which isn't fair to the Empire of India. Madura. Not all the places are well supplied because of severe depopulation in some areas. Get it moving. Oh, god dang it. They already have besieged all the areas. Looks like we'll lose this war without a fight, and we would be forced to pay tribute because they decided to play it smart. Just by, not to fight in the war directly against us, so. One would think we should just go up and take it to them, but it's too late now. I'd rather have him enforce demands rather than me signing the dotted line. So you could say, yeah, they pulled a fast one on us and we'd lose that war. Actually, they haven't won a major battle yet. So as I say, let them come to us. Come on, what are you waiting for? If you want to win the war, fight us in the battle. We're ready. We ain't afraid. At least they'll all make it in time. Forgot about you guys. You poor saps make it through here. This war isn't going as quite as I thought it would. I lose more men per battle than I planned in sieges. The sieges are going on forever. More manpower, more siege weapons are what I needed. Perhaps a friend could assist me with this. Come on, help me, will ya? The army of theirs is infinite. And all I gotta say is, why don't you come on down here, you cowards? Sent me money. They can occupy all the territory they like, but they haven't won a battle yet. Also, what's going on in Serbia now that this is ongoing? Hey, what happened to the Vladimir the Third was murdered? Oh boy. What can you do? Look, my problem is, once I send all the massive armies there, we're going to be running into areas where there isn't much of good supply limits because not recovered from pre-plague levels. They can occupy all of northern India, but we're just trying to assemble our men there. Just in case. come on board too. Ain't nothing much gonna happen. They would only take very little casualties for... Let's screw it. Melee techniques at the max. And mind you, these are from troops from Chola that gets that benefit. Thinking. Another province of severe depopulation. You know what, I don't see why not. Use all the ships that are from the vassals. Don't use the ones from locally because it costs money. Oh, that's all of the ships then. Take your time. At least we were able to evacuate everybody here. And if we were to choose a landing site, it'd probably be up there, where they came from. Lure them this way. So that's 6 different army groups. I assume you want it. Actually, we should land troops in Kalinga territory. That's where they're heading now. Alright, you lot. We got a place for you to defend. That's to there. Heck, that place is much more better supplied than the others. So. Both of you. Head to there. Stay put. You'll get a next transport. Some places are more fortified than others. But not the Kalinga capital. But you better hurry up and land troops there. Movement's locked and we've already landed troops here. Put me here. Get me the very best. Including the grand old man of the army. Go get the rest. $60,000 plus. Not enough room, but battles are coming. It starts tomorrow. Won our first major victory, and it was a crushing one at that. Even if we have half morale. But we're not supposed to be staying here, so... Despite the fact that you are in places that has suffered deep population. So, the real question is, where would I dispose of you? Get the largest ones out of here. We'll be there in every front line. This batch will go up there. And liberating all these territories would take an eternity and a half. But it's a start. I guess we'll wait for you. It's not that big of a deal. Mind you, it's all jungle from there. Killed by a 77-year-old woman who's disfigured and is one-legged. Ha 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 ha. Took out one of their commanders. Yep, we're luring them down here. We'll use our superior numbers against them. I think you'll be behind. We can't wait for it because, you know, there's going to be more trouble. Move up. Plus the Protector General is there. If we can capture in battle, this will be a huge turnaround. They're turning around. So we're gonna fight another battle soon. won that one. And captured a prisoner. That's probably one of their best commanders. He was a cavalry leader, white, a dragon, and a hunter. Can't we recruit you? Yeah, we can. We would definitely make good use of your talents. We need someone like you in the Indian army. Replace this old guy. This old Norseman. Don't put my son there yet. When one of the elderly's passed, then I will have to put you in the front line with us. Arab list. We are winning. This would be a risky one. Even ground. And we have fresh reinforcements here. And we'll bring in one more troop. Come on. Supply limit's gonna kill us, but as long as we're moving and killing, we're good. They'll be there on the 30th, we'll be there on the 11th, so we'll be fighting in plains. Even ground. You follow along. You take that place. I don't fear their massive numbers. What I fear is getting myself killed as a result, due to my own overconfidence. Not well fortified. But once their movement's locked, this army should move in and kill these guys. This campaign's been easy pickings, swinging over, swinging my sword over the plains is a pleasure, and the fellow soldiers equally jovial, surrounded by the blood of our Mongol enemies. With the cries of, "Look, enemy commander Artemil is hiding." That's not a Mongolian name. He's an Italian, serving under the Pechenet Company. It's a mercenary company. Let's get him. I was chasing over the plains when Karun undone shoved me aside, marking, "I'll take this one, my lady," clumsily swinging over his battle axe. The grand old man of the army did it again. That's what I would call him as a nickname. Should we win this war, maybe I should give you a proper retirement and go become a monk. You know, you're too old for frontline duty, but still, you're doing it for the defense of India. And we're proud to have someone like you in the army. How chivalrous of you. Move in. captured a Han Tengri mare. You know what, let's go up there and give it to them too. Hey, you wise guys, get in here. Go reinforce this army. Smartly. Yeah, we're using our superior numbers instead of our commanders. And Protector General is there, even though I hope he gets imprisoned since he's, you know, a bit slow. No one's gonna kill him unless he gets himself killed in battle. Well, we'll be doing fine on our end. I think they're out of good commanders. They've been sending some terrible ones their way. Just as I'm about to cut the enemy commander in two, the Protector General, Targetai throws his weapon to the ground and scrambles to his feet and starts running. My soldiers trip over each other and their son attempt to catch up with him, but to no avail. What a lunatic! I shall take that, thank you. He threw his weapon away. But I gained nothing in his treasury unless he has an item, which I already have. Or whatever he threw away, some lucky soldier took it. So, there was an attempt at capture, but he threw something away and he ran off. That's what happened. Well, meanwhile, up there, while riding through a jungle, I see a group of haphazard soldiers coming from my unit, weapons raised. When they're finished with us, all my men are dead. I sink to my knees in the dirt, wondering why I'm still here. Where's the enemy commander? I'll kill him myself. Wait, I yield, he cries up. I slowed the deadly blow, about to come down my enemy. The man scrambles backwards, almost tripping over himself. I'll be your prisoner. Spare my life, he whimpers. Don't we have an administrative tutor around here? Just wondering. No, we don't. A guy like you shouldn't be in the army, but... You know what? Can we recruit you? Yes, we can. And I'll make you administrative tutor. You should be out teaching, not out fighting. Hell, do you a favor. Where's my son and heir? Got a tutor for you, since you can't go to, the Chinese Academy, and we can't send you to the Imperial Academy, which is ran by Bengali pagans. So, here's our teacher we found, even though he's a bit bloodied from his battle, but he's unharmed. We got him! He tried to run away, but we got him. We won the war. Finish this piece of battle of mine. Wow, what a comeback. Victory to India. It's a miracle. Well, it's a miracle for a war that, even though they occupied most of the areas of the Bengal, part of Bihar, and part of Kalinga Ganga, or also known as Orissa, since I have a habit of calling that area Kalinga because, ancient history. We won all the major battles. They may have occupied a lot of territories, most of which is just still not recovered from pre-plague levels. In this 1 year and 7-month-long war, and we were able to capture this slow, protected general, thinking that India would submit. But India, from here to Greece, We did not submit to anyone. They may have taken parts of our land, but they will never take our country by any ways, by any means. Let me see. And we thank all the commanders that served India, including some who are very, very old. So yes, the old woman is still here, in which she's a Hindu, by the way, interestingly enough. And Karunadan, remember, the grand old man of the army. Should my son have have a son of his own, I should name him after you. Remember that name, which is the reason why I nicknamed him Grand Old Man of the Army, because he's an old war veteran who's been in a few duels and won one, but he's never killed one, but he's done quite a few. Really distinguished himself along with all the other ones. So, Jai Bharata. He will pay 1,000 gold to us, and he would lose nearly all of his prestige, while I will gain 500 karma and 2,500 prestige. That's how much we would gain. We have won. So see you later, chump. And you take all that stuff with you. At least we could finally put that all away. As our retinues, remain in India. Of course, I would have to transport you back to the Western Front, because you may never know if Serbia is going to need some help again. So we'll be sending you back to the west. Mongol armies are finally retreating. After a bloody war with India, Samrajni Chakravartin Aryapalai of India has shown the whole world that her leadership is one to be reckoned with. This defeat will live on in our memory, and certainly in the mind of the honored emperor himself. And so the dragon recoils. And now the Buddhist Mongols are invading them. But even though they'll be up to quite a challenge, because we killed a huge number of their troops, but there are still many. Well, as for you, you have 14,000, and plus more for potential vassal allies, including what's left of the original horde ever since Genghis Khan Temujin came onto the scene. Now we hope for India to live in peace, as we hope for the population and the economy to recover. Get in here, will you? You're returning west, back to your original post. And with that kind of money, I should look for a resource, because we don't have enough of those these days. The Master of Crete. That's what they call these guys. Order of Crete. Oh yes, that's what they use. It's like chosen with Ashoka, but when the Holy Order runs places, they call it Order of Name Duchy here. And because they're called Master, like Grand Master. And what's Anatolia doing? Or Abydos. That area there. No, that's against Chaldea. What's left of them. The former Byzantine Empire. Our threat level is so high we can't declare any wars, but we are able to defend our homeland. The only thing we could do now is just intervene in any wars if necessary. Oh, and by the way, since you are fighting in a Mongol war, that would be interesting if we try to help them out again, but I believe it's kind of a bit far-fetched now. There's no reason for that. I don't see why not. One of our old commanders passed away. Now my son is now one of the commanders. Good girl. Hope you have children soon. Now we've expanded into part of Arabia. I'm sure one of these days is going to call a Sunni jihad against us for Arabia or some other place. If they're that stupid enough to declare it on us. What do you do? Oh yeah, you're vassalizing these guys. That we left it over. Mongol Tengri. God, they're still around. I thought they were all Buddhists. Unless we can change them. Guess not. I noticed the Western Protectorate. We could try to convert them. I highly doubt it. Oh, really? No, I'm no longer patient. Only have 2 virtues. Should have brought the Anatolian fleet. But oh well. Just need you to be stationed in Greece. So you can be bordered with Serbia. and then whenever Serbia needs help, then we'll all be there. Old woman, we'll miss you. You served India well, even though you are a Hindu and not a Buddhist, but still, you served us well. Served our empire with distinction. As I said, you'll just be stationed next to Serbia, and whenever it needs help, go help them out. And plus the Greeks will be there too. Well, at least you were able to convert somebody to Buddhist. But the Protector General says no. Maybe he hasn't gotten over his loss that we gave it to him. Alright. Got the diligent trait thanks to that former Mongol commander turned administrative tutor. Sure, you may be a pagan, but thank you for teaching me something. But at least he has sympathy for Eastern religions like us. Oh boy. Well, then again, they're expansionists and we can't reason with them. Guess that Mongol taught her some things. Chan philosophy is a good one. Oh, he's teaching everybody. Ever since we brought that man here, he's teaching a lot of things. The Protector General is winning, unfortunately. How Buddhist is India? Oh, very mixed. Largely Hindu in Persia, but mostly Buddhist out west. While Jainism, still remains in India, in part of Kashmir. Never, beyond westward. Thessaloniki is Buddhist. Why do I own this area? By the way, who runs Nineveh? Who owns Nineveh province? Just wondering. Or is that title just not created yet? No, not created. Okay, then. I'll give it to you. Just another vassal of theirs. Oh, look, we own Alexandria, in which the lighthouse is damaged. That reminds me. We should restore that building, and in addition, we need to build up a stage of this, because we haven't bothered that in a long time. Your first child. Yeah, we're spending big. And my father died of an infected wound. He was a festive father of mine. Miss him. Trans. Oh, we own that part now. Oh, I got it. This may sound strange, but we're giving it to the Orthodox Sogdian. Yeah, we have Muslim minorities, and now we have Orthodox Christian minorities here. Especially with our relationship with the Sogdian people. dear. What have you got yourself into? When France intervenes, you can't expand. Francia is an overwhelmingly orthodox empire. A friend of mine passed away. Hopefully I don't become drunk, otherwise I'm gonna get me a guru. Oh yeah, the Norse Hindu. Let's be friends. How many friends do I have? 5. It's kind of funny that man would be my friend, as he originally served the Crusaders. But he was a Crusader himself. He was just a former peasant leader who was also a eunuch and also a Hindu. Which reminds me. Scandinavia is not a place for Buddhists, unfortunately, just based on the way it looks right now. Also, what's going on over there? Ye goats! They can't defend themselves. And we cannot support you on that war. Oh, Crete's fallen again. It's going to be. But it's not a holy war, that's the problem. So we can't intervene on those matters. Unless we have a marriage alliance, which, of course, why on earth would you want to do that if there is nobody to, offer? Because it's a holy order, not a feudal country. And I'm sure Greece will get Crete back. It's a claimant war, not a holy war. That's the problem. We've lost that one. Next time, bring an ally if you want to be going down that way. Exile Liberation Revolt. Oh boy. All Buddhists, no Tengris. Yep, they took it back. Bastards. It's too bad we can't give them payback because we can't expand anymore. But that's the way it is. In the name of self-philosophy, it is necessary for someone to prove all sides in an argument before they choose where they stand. This has given me a great respect for the opinions of others. Listening is half the conversation, as I am already humble. Too bad you can't declare a holy war against them to get Dukar back. It's rightfully part of Serbia. Of course they would decline. More areas converted to Buddhist. Heck, even Buddhism's becoming a majority inside the Kingdom of Serbia. Oh, hell. Those court visitors just don't last very long, do they? And also I've been doing a lot of thinking. That's the reason why I'm not being so talkative. Because a small part of it is I'm still recovering from my flu. And the other is, well, it's like, look, I've accomplished all the major goals I've set out to do in this entire series. Span from India to Greece. But the question now is, well, what's next? I've done everything there is to do. And if there's any other places that I want to expand, well then that's just kind of beyond my thinking. Or maybe eventually, I'd do it just like with the ending of Assyria. And that's eventually, maybe one day, invade China. But I can't be doing that because I need more money. We do have the manpower and the tactics, but we need more money. Like, say, more than 5,000 or 10,000, you know, just in case if you need to hire some mercenaries or whatnot. And the old man passed away at 86. You served your country well. You'd never been wounded in action. Born in August 31st of 1199. He lived through most of this century. We will definitely miss him. Raj of Aegean Islands. You should get married too. We need that dynasty spread far and wide because I have a bad habit of, you know, keeping that dynasty small. Quick but ugly. Dang it. Genius! Thank you very much. Look, invading China would be a good idea. As I said, we have the manpower. We know how to bring everybody all the way over there, since we demonstrated in that episode. And another problem is those unruly countries. We're gonna get rid of you. just for talking about independence, and you have no heir because it belongs to another. And I'll send my spy master over. And yet they called her the unfaithful. Good Lord, there's still severe depopulation on some parts of India. That plague really devastated India. Well, I'm a known murderer now. But I don't give a damn. If anybody else got a problem with me, well, you take it up to the higher-ups. What? Wait a minute, married the wrong caste? We're both Buddhists. So that's why they've been asking for independence. Because some people say wrong caste, but you say that it's because you're Hindu. You're Kshatriya, so am I. And I guess the reason he says this is because he's not Kshatriya. He's casteless, but he's a casteless Buddhist. So that's your problem. And you have your other reasons. And the fact they call me a weak leader because I could not stop these troops from looting like in other places. There you are. And have some private conversation and have some wine. Have some private conversation. Yeah, well, that's what we're having right now, aren't we? Just trying to know each other a little better. Well, she's impressed by the conversation. It would have been either that or intimidation. What's your excuse? Yeah, the whole dishonorable thing may have been a contributing factor. You get to keep all of these. Serbian Holy War for Petal. That's against Yuan Empire. Yeah, that one's got a lot of wars dealing with. And Petal is where? Or is that just for a single county, like you're facing one of those minor holy wars? Here. It's a minor holy war, not the holy war, no. I see. We're on our way. But since that territory is largely occupied, so we'll get somewhere else then. You're coming with me, my son. And the Mongol too. We'll be occupying other places instead. Oh, this keeps getting worse. More factions are joining. They ain't going away anytime soon. As well as giving huge amounts of money. Does he now? If there was going to be an independence war, this would be devastating for India. That's it, I'm going to intimidate you. Well, it worked. But the percentage keeps increasing because they increase their levy numbers. If they just don't back out of it. There we go, noble customs all the way up. Maybe these vassals would like me a little more. Now Gujarat joins in. At least they're toning down a little. Aha! Let's get him. Oh, what's that old man's name? I'm trying to remember. Oh, okay, I remember it now. Good thing I took a picture so I remember how to spell that name. In honor of a war hero. Right. Let me examine that again. Karuna. No. Just missed a letter. It's Karuna. Yeah. Yeah, you got it. That's the way it's spelled. Oh! It dropped on my finger. Get him! Roll in and leave. We killed them all. Now I'm a skilled fighter. Get back to occupying. We're both thinking. Glad we're both thinking the same thing. Just hurry up, get it all with. %100% war score. Get back to your post. No, it ain't. Now it's 100% war score. Will they surrender that county to Serbia or not? Yes, they did. Remember, it was a minor holy war, not a holy war, as in the regular kind. And the fountain of youth made me 42 years old again. And it seems that everybody's calmed down for now. Despite the vicious rumors and the other things they say about me. But nonetheless, that's what we did here. And plus, I am really taking strong considerations about a possible, war to invade China now that we have the levy numbers again. Like thinking that we should end that series on that note again. Just like with Assyria. I mean, we do have the money mostly. And invading China, which would be, of course, have huge consequences where if you lose that war, then you lose an empire. That's like putting everything on the line. Remember what you did with Zoroastrian Croatia? Remember what you did with Assyria? And now you're thinking of a possibility of doing that again? And then afterwards, well then, what the heck is next for that series? There's little else to do, honestly, for me. Feels like I'm at a series end, but... of course, that just depends on what kind of a mood I'm in. I get a little cantankerous whenever I discuss such things. It's just basically saying, oh, that's just my ego talking. mean, we do have enough fervor in case if I want some more holy commanders. If you're going to be fighting in such things. How old are you again? 14. So in 2 years' time you'll be in the full-fledged adult. Anatolian Holy War against Yuan Empire. It's for that duchy. That's for these two counties. I'm sure these factions would also calm themselves down, you know, in time of, you know, long reign bonus and a few other benefits. As well as giving minor titles to other people who cares. And all the other, you know, good stuff. When is their next crusade? 1307. Tell you what, now that there's peacetime, let's go on a tiger hunt because I'm bored, and then after that, Diwali. Oh god, the tiger's got him. As usual in my lifetime, I don't get no tiger. So let's just hold Diwali. Oh yeah, the rival doesn't like me because I, you know, murdered your mother. I'm sure he's not the only rival. Yep, him and his children. His siblings, by the way. Hope we get a non-aggression pact out of you. And pact is signed. Okay, we will stop this video on the beginning of the next year on 1290. It's just, well, we were glad to defend India from the Mongol invasion, despite the supply limits of a post-plague India. So, now, I would say that, to me, the series is kind of beginning to wind down a little. I mean, I have possible ideas for future series, but not going to announce them yet. But I do feel it's kind of winding down a little, knowing that I feel like I've done everything there is to do with India. Especially my goal from spanning from here to Greece. And nothing else beyond there, or in between. Unless our vassals expand into areas like Arabia and Egypt, but that's at their behest. So, I'll figure out what to do next on the next episode, as our future's kind of uncertain, pretty uncertain of this series, but I do know it's near its end. I'm starting to become a little bit exhausted with that series. But, who knows? There's a very little few things I wanted to do, but at least you were able to do them, and you were able to accomplish that. At least this series, at least it'll stand out compared to the other past series I've done where We did a series that takes place, started off as one county in Cholamandalam, and look where we are today. That's how big we got. Can't get any better than that, in my personal opinion. When it comes from setting your own goals to do this and then to do that, and here we are. So, we'll figure out what to do on the next episode. So we hope you enjoyed this episode. And hope to see you in the next one. Till then, so long for now.